Good afternoon and welcome to today's Charts of the Day video. This is going to be part 2 of a 3-part series on trains, tractors, and telecom. And today we're going to take a look at some of the larger farm and construction equipment manufacturers, starting here with Caterpillar. Caterpillar has a very questionable bullish count. I'm willing to consider this being bullish, particularly if it comes down in more of an A, B, and a C wave retrace off of the 2018 highs, with a C wave down towards the 85, 86 region, maybe even stretching down lower into the 70s. But longer term, this could certainly be just pushing as an extension at the end of something much more long term. But we do have this really nice corrective looking consolidation that's 3 waves, whether you count it as an A and a B and a C wave with some sort of awkward WXY for a B, or here I have it counted as a WX and then an ABC for a Y wave. But it did come into decent Fibonacci support based off of the move up from 2009 lows. And then looking at a Fibonacci extension off of that possible wave 2 low, we do have what can count as 5 waves up. It probably would have been better if it had held here as a 4th and gotten a better 5th wave, but you can count the 3, 4 here, and that did go to just past the 0.618. So possible based on Fibonacci pinball, that's another intermediate degree wave 1 and wave 2 of a larger 3rd starting. But even if that's the case, the retrace that we got into the October 2018 low was only a 38.2% retrace of the move off of 2016. And the corrective price action that we saw from there was one of the things that we were really looking at strongly heading into the April and May highs in the market, that this looked more like a corrective ABC bounce, hitting a 618 retrace of the move off of this prior high. Snap that right at the actual high there. So since there, the market actually stretched a little bit higher into May. Caterpillar was one of those things that started to confirm a top. It really looks like a possible 5 waves down. It could get a little bit more of a 4th and then a 5th and then bounce in a wave 2. But clean enough here that we can probably go ahead and add some subwaves inside this expected C wave. And again, we're looking for, a lot of C waves tend towards the 100% extension or the 1236 or the 1382. If this is 5 down as wave 1, our wave 2 is probably going to target somewhere in the 130 to 135 region. We'll make that yellow to match the C wave that we're tracking and snap the end of that over to here. And like I said, if this is all of wave 1, and certainly if wave 1 is going to stretch a little bit lower, and we get a normal wave 2, we could probably see normal Fibonacci extension that holds around that 1236 and the 618 retrace around the 87 to 84 region, but certainly possible to extend down a little bit lower into the 70s. Let's move on and take a look at DE, John Deere. John Deere also has a very nice 5-wave move up. It counts cleaner as 5 waves up off of the 2016 low. It's not really clear how this fits into a broader context, but in the shorter term, we certainly have a very corrective looking chop. And even if you discount this spike low, and counting more as a WXY, you have a clear ABC up off of whatever low was hit in October, November of 2018. Interestingly, though, in a similar C wave down that we're looking for more of that C wave in Caterpillar, this John Deere can already be in the 4th wave of that C. So it might only need one more low down towards the 120 region, maybe extending down towards 119, maybe even stretching as low as 114 after it pushes just a little bit higher, but then might start another corrective chopping consolidation that probably would try and work its way up over the next several months towards the 200-day and 100-day moving averages, and could be yet another B wave setting up for another larger C wave down afterwards. Next we have CNHI, not as well known as Caterpillar and John Deere, but certainly another big market cap construction equipment manufacturer. This could easily count as 5 waves down instead of an ABC, but we can certainly give it the benefit of the doubt, and this does look like 5 waves up. Not the cleanest. Again, this could possibly count as 1, 2, 3, 4, and if it gets a nominal new low, that's another 5 waves down. But you could force this into another A, B, and a C wave consolidation, and this could technically be bullish as long as it holds 842. And with it so low right here, there is decent risk reward if you can hope, if you bank on getting stopped out at a break of that 840 level of support without too much loss below that. But if it does break that level, then it's very possible that this was a larger A and a B wave, and this is projecting down much lower into the single digits, and possibly even lower than that if this entire thing was a bigger A, B, and a C wave, because this would put it very much in danger of breaking this low if it got any kind of a stretch. The other thing that I could see is maybe instead of dropping from here, if this starts to bounce more than the 10 region, is it could come up in a wider flat towards 12 first. But not really much to gain usually. I think it's pretty risky to try and short names that are in such a low price. But here's something where you don't have anything strong looking off of this recent low, but in terms of just a pure risk reward with where you can place your support based on Elliott wave and those prior lows, a decent risk reward proposition on CNHI. Next is AGCO. AGCO in a larger pattern, this kind of looks very much like a running triangle. Counted that as a possible B wave in what might be an A, B, C for a 5th wave up. But it is a very awkward looking count, and maybe this B wave is still in progress. Not in the triangle is some sort of a triangle for the B of this B, and it's setting up to drop again. But in the shorter term, just off of the 2017 high, this came up and barely touched that prior top level, but did not actually make a new high. But does look off of the October low, does look pretty clearly like only 3 waves and then turning down. So it's currently in a region where maybe this could be 1, 2, 3 and holding a 4th and getting a 5th wave up. And then it could consolidate again back towards the mid to low 60s and then be bullish from there. But if it fails to hold this 62 to 60 region, could certainly be projecting further down towards the 50 to 45 level, maybe even dropping down towards 43 in more of that similar A-B setup for a C wave down like we had in Caterpillar and John Deere. Next, we'll look at TEX. Very similar pattern here, but this looks much cleaner like an ABC down so far off of this high. So it does look more likely that this is a candidate to attempt that C wave up in a wider flat for a B wave coming off of the 2018 high, and then setting up later for a drop down towards the mid-teens as that C wave down in a flat consolidation off of the 2018 high. If we throw on some fibs, the 618 level is 38.59, the 78.6 is 43.20, and that puts it right into the realm of a measured move as an ABC flat in standard Elliott wave, and then setting up for the measured move to the downside. So good risk reward there, also off of that recent 2630s low for the C wave up. And then lastly, I wanted to take a look at TWI. It jumps down further on the list of farm and construction manufacturers from some of the bigger cap names at the bottom, and only 263 million market cap. But Garrett and I like this name, one, because it's kind of an ancillary play to the mining sector, because they do provide a lot of equipment for mining companies, but also it has a very strong impulsive looking move up on the weekly chart off of the 2003 low, and then a very nice corrective consolidation into the early 2016 low, similar to what we have in a lot of mining stocks, and then another strong impulsive move up exactly to the 0.382 extension that we would expect for a primary wave 1 inside a larger cycle degree wave 3, based on Fibonacci pinball, and is trying to bottom in a much deeper, more prolonged ABC retrace for that primary wave 2. So longer term, if this is going to start a primary wave 3 of a cycle wave 3 based on Fibonacci pinball, we have a target for primary wave 3 of about 197 and an overall target for the cycle wave 3 of about $1,023 a share. But zooming in, we really want to see this primary wave 2 hold as a bottom right about the 764 retrace. I have the localized fib tool only shows me the 618 and the 786, but if we draw our Fibonacci retrace here, we're still, I don't even have, hold on. There we go. Nope, the 764 is a little bit lower still. So that could try and stretch a little bit more towards the 370 to 350 level if it wants to extend a little bit more just to tag that larger degree fib. But we can count 5 waves down in the C wave of that primary wave 2. So the first signs of a low would probably be a 5 wave up to confirm, back up towards the region of this prior top for the 4th wave as that expanded flat, which is right around 7s, and then holding a 3-wave retrace from there back to maybe the 5s would really start to set up a nice potential start to this larger wave 1 of that primary wave 3, and would also make a decent inverse head and shoulders there. So this is one that we're keeping our eyes on from the long side, as kind of a counter trend play to some of those other more bearish stocks. We'll stop there and look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a good evening.